Hello, everyone. It's been a long time since I did one of these videos. And if you saw the blurb that came with the Rome video from a week or two ago, then you know the reason why. Anyway, my topic today is on the safety in Valencia. And it's funny because I had been thinking about this for a long time. And then I got a question from a new person on the blog who asked about safety in Valencia. And I told him that I was really impressed by what I've seen so far. The truth of the matter is, all of Spain seems to be much safer than the US, for instance. I can't gauge by other countries because I've only lived in that is what I know. So compared to the US, Spain and Valencia especially is very safe. I haven't had any problem here. You can go out at night with no worries at all. There is nothing wrong with, leaving a restaurant at midnight and walking back home by myself. And my friends, girls, they do the same thing. And it's so refreshing. And that's the word that keeps coming back to me because that's exactly what it feels like when you go out and you know that you're not constantly looking over your shoulder. The truth of the matter is, here, to get a gun, you need a license and it's very strict. You just can't, it's not willy-nilly. You don't go to the store and there's like, big five with the row on row of guns in the shelves that you can get, and you don't have like a report where you just fill out a form and that's it. You get a gun or something. No, here you have to apply with the government, and it's a whole big deal to have a license for a gun. So it's mostly like security guards or, something to do along that line of work. And they also have the hunting licenses. So when the season comes, you can apply for that. And those are just as strict. I have really, I mean, every once in a while, I watch the news and they catch somebody like in Marbella, like a ring or something, because Spain seems to be a popular place to transport drugs. And so they've caught them, or they catch them with like a cache of guns or whatever. But to actually have guns be used in crimes seems to be very, very, very few circumstances. Now, no place is totally 100%, safe. I mean, that just wouldn't be realistic. There are crimes here, but basically the ones that we have are things that are not going to like kill you. A very common is the grab, like you're not paying attention and you leave your phone while you're eating and you're so relaxed, and they'll come by and grab your phone and it's gone before you can realize it. People that put their phones in their back pockets, they just grab it, and they work in twos. Somebody distracts you and then they take up with your stuff. They grab your bag from under you because a lot of people sit, and once again, they just leave their bags on the floor. They're at the park, they're so relaxed. They sit their bags next to them. That is a very popular thing, and it's gotten worse since the lockdown ended. And one theory is all the thieves that used to be in Barcelona and Madrid moved down to Valencia. And so it's become much more common. And I'm hearing a lot more instances of that happening. So that is something to look out for. Another popular theft that occurs here is people stealing your bikes. I mean, that seems to be like the most common type of theft in Valencia ever. I mean, your bike is gone. So a lot of people will tell you buy two locks and make sure they're very good locks and invest in them, because it is so easy for them to just grab your locks and clip it off and go. And one of the reasons is because Valencia is such a flat city and it's so easy to, use your bike as a form of transport, it seems to be a very popular thing for people to steal. We keep our bikes on our balcony, and as do a lot of people. So that is one thing I recommend. If you're going to come here and you're going to get a bike, make sure you get really good locks, because I can guarantee you, if you put it on the street, it's just a matter of hours or days before it actually disappears. Even with a lock, they watch you. So, but in the overall scheme of things, I think I'd rather have that kind of theft than being worried about somebody brandishing a gun or physical harm. And one thing I observed, I wrote a blog post about this years ago when we were living in Sevilla. And I mentioned how, they have all these fiestas and all this big, huge gatherings of people. And you'll see like, 1,000 people, and you'll see like 5 policemen for these people. I mean, that would never happen in the US. You're just like, you have a gathering like that, and there are tons of policemen, because everybody gets drunk and, they start misbehaving here. You know, people drink, but they tend to drink responsibly. Once in a while, you'll see somebody drunk who's acting up, but you don't really see that much police presence when it comes to that sort of gathering where you would expect there to be violence. House theft is very, very, I just don't hear it. In the summertime, a lot of people go out of town, and so the apartments are empty. And sometimes you hear, once in a while, that the apartment was ransacked or something, because somebody was able to get into the building. And since there was nobody there, I mean, sometimes in my building, out of like 14 condos, you know, there's like 2 or 3 of us left. So a lot of those apartments left empty are just like fodder for people who know. So it's like opportunistic theft, not like, oh my God, we're going to come to rob you and we're going to have guns. And I love the fact that you just can't have a gun. I can't say that enough. I think in the past few years, I've seen, or I've watched on television where there were three instances of somebody knifed to death. And that is just, you know, it's something that everybody hears about because it happens so rarely that it's a big deal for somebody to die from, like, being knifed. So that is more what happens. But that, like I said, is 3 times in so many years. And I just don't hear of it or see it. And I watch the news in Spanish, even though I don't understand, but you can kind of get the gist of it. And slowly but surely, I'm starting to comprehend it a little bit more. But, it's very safe here. You can go out at night. You can be by yourself as a woman. I mean, people are like, I went to the beach for a swim. There was nobody there. And it's just, of course, you want to use common sense. There are places in the city that you don't want to go, but those places are so few that you don't, and I don't even know if they're dangerous per se, or it's more like somebody's trying to sell you meth or ecstasy or something like that. I don't know if it's somebody looking to, like, stab you and kill you. So it's I can't say it enough. It's refreshing. It's fantastic. And I'm every day I'm glad that I live here, and I meet more people who say the same thing, because one of the things that you think about when you want to move someplace else is safety. And it's a huge deal, and it should be one of the biggest deals. And hearing it from somebody on the ground that it's a relatively safe place is something that you can't put, a price on, for me. So anyway, there's my blurb for today. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.